So I had filmed a whole day in my life video with all the steps I take and everything, and I was so ready to make it today's upload. But then a bunch of people are like, please share your mobility, like it would be so helpful to know what you do for stretching. And I said, you know what, I will save all those clips for next week's video. And today's one, I will take you guys through my full mobility routine. I do this every single day. I think stretching is a huge part of staying healthy, especially dynamic stretching, which you're gonna see it's pretty much all dynamic stretching. I like to do some type of like yoga flow state stretching just to kind of keep my body through the constant movement. So we're gonna hop outside, we're gonna get going. I'm probably gonna do a voiceover and just like record the whole session. But yeah, let's get after it. Also, I am expecting a pretty important phone call. So if I have to like make a cut in the middle of this, like that'll be why. There may be no cut, who knows? It also looks like it's about to pour rain, but we're gonna make this video happen. All right, what is up, people? Welcome to the voiceover. This is kind of funny because if I'm being fully real, I'm just holding my camera in my hand, rewatching the video. Yeah, okay, the lighting is good, we are good. This will be a one take. But as you can see, here's what we are starting with. I call these like pulsing hamstring touch. I don't really, it's pulsing toe touches, maybe, that's a cool name. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm touching the ground, touching my knees, touching the ground again, and then going up into a full lockout. The lockout, I push my hips through as if I'm locking out on a deadlift. It's a good way to warm up the lower body, the hamstrings. If you're keeping your feet really flat on the ground too, it stretches the calves out really nice. And then of course that kind of lower back. What you guys are gonna see a lot of is like main body part stretches are like your hips, the lower back, and like the shoulders, because I feel like those are like the most overworked parts of my body at least. Now we're doing single leg knee tuck, and I'm rotating my leg left and right. This is just kind of warming up the hip flexor. A lot of people throw around the word hip flexor without really knowing what it is. It's the front part of your hip, and the hip extensor is the back part. And then we have adductors and abductors, which are the inside and outside. So kind of moving them back and forth. We're warming up the flexor as well as the adductors and abductors. Just kind of getting a good feel for it. Don't mind my dogs, by the way. I probably should have put socks on. Now I'm doing kind of just like a cradle. This is more so like a lower back decompression as opposed to warming up the hips. It definitely felt really nice on the concrete doing this because that's a lot of fun. You're going to notice that my shorts are just probably not the right shorts. There we go. Let's count how many times I have to fix my shorts. That's number one. Then I'm just doing some windshield wipers. So once again, kind of like a lower back warm up. Just really trying to hammer home that lower back, especially with the amount of conventional deadlift that I do. I also try and keep my shoulder blades retracted and pressed down as if I'm almost in like a benching movement. Next, yeah, this one's sick. This is straight leg hip extensor or hip flexor warm up. I'm just keeping my leg as straight as possible and pulling entirely through my hip, rising it to the sky. This is probably one of my favorite stretches, not gonna lie. Gonna do the same on the other side. Good time, man. Good time. I started doing this stretching routine about like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Before that, I was doing all static stretching, and I did that for like 3 years. So if you guys want to see what I used to do for that, let me know. But this one, this is probably one of the, I might make a TikTok about this stretch. This is called neuroflossing, and what you're doing is you're doing a knee extension, so that's stretching out the hamstring, and then I do a tibia raise, and I'm pulling my toes to just like where I am like laying down. This stretch will actually change your life. It changed my life. One of my friends who plays football at USC showed it to me, and holy crap, man. Like, wow, I'm a huge fan of that one. Once again, just kind of really hammering home that lower body work. As a hybrid athlete, you are constantly moving. You're constantly on your feet. So really trying to stretch out and work that. This one, I don't really even know how to explain this one. So what I did was I kicked my foot as far as I could to the right without my without my hips cramping. Then I placed my other foot across my knee, and what I'm doing is I'm just pulling and getting a stretch on that opposite hip adductor. I feel like this angle might give it a little bit of a better look as to what I'm doing. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just kind of pulling it and letting it release, getting a real good stretch across that back hip right there. You want to keep that other foot, the one that's farther away from us, as planted as possible. Heel down. I feel like if you get your heel down a lot, it's what's best for like a calf stretch. So that is super beneficial. There we go. Fixing the shorts one more time. Now I'm doing a cross body stretch. This is really good for not only like your lower back, but as you can see, I'm kind of doing really wide shoulder spins. Shoulder spins. I don't even know what those are called. Um, but yeah, I'm just really warming up, and then I'm gonna change my head over midway through just to kind of get a better stretch across the front part of my shoulder. Then we're giving it a good switch over. Look at that hamstring, bro. God damn. Uh, that's my bad. But yeah, this is a good one. Like I said, shoulders is another really overworked part of our body. It is a synergist muscle. So essentially what that means is it's pretty much activated in every type of upper body movement that we do. So really getting a good stretch on that is pivotal. Now we're getting the real work in. This is a single leg glute bridge. I'm keeping my leg as straight as possible, and I'm driving through my hips, pressing upwards. This is like low key a workout in and of itself. This one hurt a lot, and it takes a while to get down. So, or it didn't hurt, but like, you know what I mean. Definitely felt uncomfortable at first. So really take your time with this. Oh, I totally forgot to mention it. I do 10 reps of literally everything. So I'm doing 10 of these. I did 10 neuro flosses, 10 of the shoulder circles. 10 is just kind of the number that I'm rocking with everything. Also, fun fact, I just got a text from the important number that we were expecting, but we're just going to keep going. I will respond to that in one sec. And then we finish off on our back with just normal hip bridges, pushing our hips to the sky. Having strong hips is so pivotal, especially for squatting and deadlifting. So I really try and strengthen that. Also, this is like low-key core work. People ask me what my core workout is, and like I don't really do core aside from like that one day at that athletic workout that you guys all saw. So this is a pretty good one. This stretch, oh, let me tell you, 90s, hip 90s, oh my God, bro. Usually my hip pops, which I may or may not have to see a doctor because of that one. But this is such a good stretch for your hips. I used to just crank these out before squats. I still do. Every now and then if I feel like I'm not hitting depth, I'll just sit down and do these in the middle of the gym. We'll get some stairs, but that's okay. This one, the frog stretch, I had to give it this angle as opposed to the opposite angle because God forbid YouTube probably would have taken this video down. As whack as this looks, I promise it's a good stretch. And I kind of just do 10 pulses back and forth. Just kind of thinking about your mom. No, I'm joking. All right. Please go to the next stretch already. That hair's looking nice, man. We might have to get new hair. Also, that shirt, BPN, of course, Lucop 15. All you. Clearing off the yoga mat. Okay, this is the only static stretching I really do. So I do a 10-second hold of child's pose. Child's pose is just a really good lower spine decompression. After that, I'm going to move my hands. And that's the part where I move my hands. There we go. And I'm keeping my kind of like lower body facing forward, but I'm allowing my upper body to torque and twist to the right. This is allowing such a good stretch across my opposite lat. So my left lat right here is getting a wicked stretch. And then I go ahead and I move it and I do the same thing going to the right. Big fan of this stretch. I learned this one in hot yoga, heated room. Shout out Didi, my yoga instructor, for teaching this. Your lats. Everyone always talks about them. Your lats are super tight, which kind of causes like overcompensation in someone's posture. This is a great lat stretch. Holy crap. So like think child's pose, but like go up a little bit more on your knees and like push downward into the front part of your shoulder blades. Like this is going to get such a good stretch across your lat. And then what you're going to see here, I'm going to extend my left arm out, keep that right arm at a 90, and I'm going to do like these anterior delt pulses. So I'm just getting a good stretch across the front of my chest and the front of my shoulder. While you guys watch that, I'm going to take a sip of my pre because I'm getting ready to head to the gym. Satisfying. And now you're going to see me just doing the same thing for the left side. As you can see, I'm switching kind of where my head placement is. At like 5 reps, I'll look at my shoulder. 5 reps, I'll look away. I honestly might have forgotten to switch. Probably did. Now, everyone's favorite, cat-cow, man. Holy crap. This one is great for your lower spine. It is also the funniest looking. A lot of the stretches that are really good for you, what I found in my time as a partial yogi, I'm never going to call myself that again. They look weird. You're always going to look weird when you're trying to put your body in through a good stretch. So the quicker you can get over that and laugh at yourself, the better your stretching is going to be. 10 reps of this, always kind of looking up towards the sky and then looking down towards my pelvis, really kind of focusing on drawing my breath inward. Now I'm going to go ahead, sit over my hip right now. Oh, I'm getting that phone call. All right, after a brief intermission, we are back. Yeah, so I'm kind of just rocking over my hip right now, kind of the back, left and right, going the adductors and abductors. This stretch right here, wow, let me tell you. So not only am I opening up my hips, but I'm also opening up my shoulders and just kind of getting a good stretch in the rear delt region, which pretty slept on. I think rear delts are pretty tensed up. So just kind of getting a good stretch about that. And like I said, I'm still leaning over my hip to get that good stretch in the front. Now I'm kind of doing these arm circles to really open up my entire back while I'm still kind of leaning over. I like these a lot. These are a good one, guys. So yeah, while I continue to do that, I guess I'm just going to talk for a sec. But let me know what other types of content you want to see on the YouTube channel. I try and do just full days of eating, full days of training. Wow, my feet look disgusting. All right, don't mind that. But as you can see, it kind of just opened up, and I'm doing a flow, like reaching back and then stretching over. This is really good for the hamstring as well as that rear delt as well with that reach back. And notice I'm not just kind of going straight. I'm kind of flowing, like I said, flow. And it just allowing that constant movement and control over your body is super, super helpful. And then we're going to do the exact same thing that we just did now on the other side, stretching out our other hip. But like I was saying, let me know what type of content you guys want to see. I'm always down to experiment and try and do new things. I'm going to pause on that one because I don't want that to get misconstrued. But yeah, like I said, giving that rear delt stretch, turning my head with it too. Try and look up towards the sky to really get a good stretch in the back of my neck as well. Yeah, like I said at the kind of start of this whole stretching routine, I kind of compiled around 2 months ago. I watched one YouTube video to get some of these stretches, but a lot of them, like I'm just like really doing what's best for my body. And I think that's a big kind of stretching point is that like some stretches are going to be easier for you than they are for me. Some stretches are going to be better for me than they are for you. It just depends on like what you're putting your body through as well as like what muscles tend to be the most overcompensated when you're training. This is definitely a better angle of that flow, but you can just kind of see with like the trajectory of my arm that it just goes up and then over. And I just keep doing that for 10 reps. So yeah, definitely figure out what stretches you need to implement. Maybe I have some stretches in here that you don't need. Maybe there are some stretches that I'm lacking in here, just stretch out your body, figure out what's best for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and hop into a sumo squat, and I'm rocking back and forth my hips once again. And what you're going to see is my arms are going to be pushing my knees outward, trying to get as good of a stretch across my hips as possible. Yeah, this is definitely a good one. And now we're going to go into quite possibly the worst stretch to do on concrete. These are, I think they're all like Nordic quad extensions. As you can see, the first 5 reps though, I have my toes curled under me. This is just allowing for a stretch across my feet, like the bottom of my feet and my Achilles. And then you're going to see I'm going to kick my toes out, lose my balance because I'm not a balanced individual. And now I'm doing toes flat. And this is just another good stretch across now the front of my foot. Still really going with the quads. I will say this is a stretch that you have to definitely ease into. I would advise just doing static holds of like the bottom portion for a while to get that lengthening stretch of your quad before you get into it. Now I'm doing some calf pumps. Got to stretch out the calves, of course. And this is definitely the hardest part of this stretching routine, I will say. Save the hardest part for last. Why not? Not the calf pumps, what we're about to get into. Calf pumps aren't that bad. But yeah, I'm just going to be going into downward dog and upward dog progressions right now. I'm really trying to get a good flow through, press my hips towards the ground, and then rise back and up through my shoulders. After about 3 reps, what you're going to see me do, kick the right leg. And I'm just bringing my right foot up and towards my nose in the center. I do 5 reps right here, and then what you're going to see is I'm going to go through that downward dog progression with 1 foot. Yeah, that's athleticism right there. That's peak athleticism. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the left side now, just kind of hit in the middle. I guess this is a pretty good core workout, so that's a big thing. And after this one, hit it. Good for you, man. And you're going to see at this part, my shirt gets stuck, and I start laughing at myself. Now what I'm doing is I do 1 tuck to the outside, 1 tuck across my body. I do 5 reps, so I think it's like 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Yeah, that is a crop top. Look at that lower back, man.
I do the same thing to the other side now. 3 reps to the outside, or 3 reps to the same side, 2 reps cross body. Just kind of really getting it going. Wow, obliques are not. Yeah, I mean abs are on point. My lower back though, that looks somewhat concerning. That's just from conventional deadlifting. Don't mind that. And I think I have one more. Yup. And then all I'm gonna do. Oh, look at that! Dude decided to do one more. Good for him. And then I'm doing some lower back rotations, just kind of loosening up that posterior chain. And 10 reps, 5 per side. And then I think all we do, fix the crop top, of course. And I just do some shoulder circles to warm up the shoulders since we were just on putting a lot of pressure on them in that downward and upward dog series. So I do 10 of varying sizes, forward or backwards, and then 10 forwards. And I'm sitting back on my quads, getting that stretch. And yeah, oh, I'm gonna max rep push up. No, I'm joking about that. But yeah, that is the whole stretching routine.
We made it through successfully without the phone call, which may or may not be a bad thing, but most importantly, without the rain. So yeah, that's pretty much my whole stretching routine. Do that every single day. Takes like what, 15 minutes? Be flexible, it's good for you. Closing points, Luke Hop 15 for BPN, Hop for Helium Mix, all my stuff, training plans, meal plans, coaching on my website, Inner Flame, all linked down below. Other than that, just be good people. Be nice, like always. Treat everyone with love. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.